Hope it doesn't blow over.
Yeah, brilliant. Thank you so much.
You can also hang it in one of these cords. Then it will never fall. Wij zijn niet in dienst van de ICT. Wel met dit soort dingen.
Yes, I am. It's up here for the foreigners.
Wat vond je er buiten is?
Can I pay you? Can I?
Nou ja,
I want to put my back in my كل اقتراحاتك مقبولة.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the camera will be here. And my tripod will be here. And I will be here. But I'm trying not to do it. And I am failing.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen of the media. who just come out of court, as you know. Do you want me to give you a minute? Are you all right?
Yes, you are right.
Okay. So we have the Minister of International Relations and Cooperation of South Africa, Dr. Naledi Pandor, who's going to speak to you. Director General of the Foreign Ministry and Home, Mr. Zain Dango. Omar, yeah, I'm sure you know him. So the minister is going to speak, and then Omar is going to speak as well. DG will take questions. You all ready?
Yes.
Good to go. Minister, over to you.
My name is Naledi Pandor, and I'm the South African Minister of International Relations and Cooperation. I wish to begin by thanking the judges of the International Court of Justice for dealing with this matter expeditiously, given the urgency of the need to protect innocent civilians in Palestine and to ensure that the harm that South Africa has referred to in the case it brought before the ICJ, that harm is addressed and that people's lives are saved. The saving of life is not merely with respect to having a ceasefire, it's to ensuring that humanitarian aid is provided to those who need support, as well as ensuring that the state of Israel, which is currently the occupier and administrator in Palestine, provides the necessary basic services that the residents of Gaza and the West Bank require. This case was very much about international bodies ensuring that they exercise their responsibility to protect us all as global citizens. All member states of the United Nations have attached their signatures to a range of instruments. But when lives are threatened, these instruments are not brought to bear. And South Africa had the view that we could not stand idly by and continue to observe the killing of thousands of Palestinian citizens who had no role in the awful act of hostage taking and killing that was done by Hamas. And therefore, we thought it important that we do report and apply to the International Court of Justice that the measures provided within the Convention for the Punishment and Prevention of Genocide are brought to bear, and that the state of Israel is called upon by the judges to act to protect civilians and to end the massive level of harm that we have seen since the Israeli action began. And we agree entirely with the judges that Hamas should release the hostages that they're currently holding. We also, in our various engagements with our partners internationally, believe the moment is now ripe for there to be negotiations for a two-state solution to end this conflict decisively.
Minister, are you disappointed there isn't a ceasefire? Are you disappointed the court?
I believe that in exercising the order, there would have to be a ceasefire. Without it, the order doesn't actually work. I would have wanted a ceasefire. No, they didn't.
Are you disappointed
But how?
that they didn't specify that?
I have no way that I'm going to say I'm disappointed. I hoped for it, but the fact of delivering humanitarian aid, the fact of taking measures that reduce the levels of harm against persons who have no role in what Israel is combating, for me, requires a ceasefire. And I believe Israel would have to attend to how it conducts its search for the hostages and for those Hamas individuals who carried out the October 7th attack.
What's the next step?
I believe that the court judgment needs to be read very, very carefully. They've given very, very direct instructions. We are satisfied that the provisional measures that we sought to be addressed would be addressed by the court. And I believe if you read the convention very carefully, the matter of how a war or conflict is conducted is not elaborated. I would have wanted that the word cessation is included in the judgment. But I'm satisfied with the directives that have been given. And in particular, I was concerned as the president of the court was reading the order that reference wasn't being made to a report, because the reporting is absolutely imperative. The monitoring of action in terms of the order is vital. And so for the fact that a monthly report, a report within 1 month of this date, has been ordered is, I believe, very significant.
What do you say to Germany and the United States who have called this case meritless?
Well, the fact that the court says, remember that today we're not deciding about the allegation of genocide. What we're dealing with are the provisional measures. It's clear that the court does say circumstances exist where it is plausible that genocidal acts have been committed. This, of course, means once the merit case is addressed, and if the finding is that there has been genocide, those states that have aided and abetted become a party to commission of an infringement in terms of the convention.
Do you think Israel will conform to the orders laid down by the court today?
I've never really been hopeful about Israel, but Israel has very powerful friends who I hope will advise Israel that they should act in terms of the order.
Would you say? What does it say about Israel as a country and a government and a military?
I think that's for you and the public to decide. What we've said is, here's an international instrument. Let us bring it into operation, and let's stop being observers of significant harm. Let's act. And South Africa has acted. And what the court has actually indicated is that this convention is being brought to life in a very practical way. And I now think what we want is that the member states of the United Nations must oversee the process and ensure that we create a basis for a global community in which a resort to arms is no longer easy. A resort to abuse is no longer easy, and that more effort is now directed toward negotiation and toward seeking peaceful means of ending conflict.
And do you think Hamas behaved genocidally?
Well, as far as I understand the convention, states are members, states are signatories, and you bring actions with reference to states, not to particular groups.
But has Hamas behaved genocidally?
Well, I believe that what has been done by Hamas is certainly caused great harm, and I do think that the hostages should be freed, and that's what we must focus upon.
Madam Minister,
Okay,
do you
so-
believe that
so-
the
so-
decision of the court will help, let's say, in solving the problem of the Israeli aggression against the Palestinians today, and in the short term, maybe can help finding a political solution to the conflict between the Palestinian people and the Israeli occupation?
Well, this is my hope is that we will begin to move toward a process where substantively a two-state solution is being discussed. The people of Palestine have suffered harm for many, many decades. I don't believe it will end today or tomorrow. But what we've done is a very clear signal has been sent by the court. And it's now a test for the government and people of Israel as to whether they will act in a manner that says all of us must respect international law.
And what
Could you
are
tell-
the
could you tell me-
what
Hang
are
on,
the
hang
implications for international law?
Hello. Just
Well, if Israel acts in accord with it, I think the implications are for a future hopeful world. Should it not, then essentially we are opening up room for all abusers in many conflicts throughout the world. And I think we'll be setting a terrible, terrible precedent. So what we should do, what all of us should do, is call on Israel to act in terms of the decisions.
Will you sever ties with Israel, or are you preserving ties with Israel?
I don't think it's a matter of South Africa and Israel here. The real issue, all your questions are about Israel, but the real issue is the people of Palestine who who are being killed every day.
And on
The
that,
people of Palestine who are sleeping in the cold. The people of Palestine who are denied food, water, and energy. That is the critical issue that all of us should focus upon.
Yeah.
and on that note, we're gonna ask the
Yeah.
Vice Foreign Minister of
That with the people of Palestine, we stand with the people of Palestine, and our message to them is never give up hope. South Africa got over the apartheid oppression. They will overcome.
And for that, we'll ever be grateful, Your Excellency.
Thank you.
Allow me to start by saying that we concur with everything that Her Excellency, the Minister of International Cooperation of South Africa, Naledi Pandor, has stated in front of all of you, and to read a message from the Palestinian people on this very important day. This is a historic day. Palestine welcomes the momentous order by the International Court of Justice. This order means that the court recognized the gravity of the situation and was convinced by South Africa's compelling presentation that was based on law and fact that there are plausible cause to believe that Israel is committing genocide in Gaza. It means that the cries and suffering of our people in Gaza have been heard in the great hall of justice. Israel failed. It failed to convince the court to dismiss the complaint to prove that it is not deliberately violating Genocide Convention. The ICJ judges assessed the facts and the law and issued their order. Israel now will stand trial accused of committing the crime of all crimes. We call on states that to ensure that all provisional measures ordered by the court are implemented. States and governments have clear obligations in light of this order. First and foremost, they must make sure they are not complicit in this genocide. This is a good day for humanity. This ruling is in favor of international system based on law and against exceptionalism and double standards. It should be a wake-up call for Israel and its enablers. The state of Palestine will undertake every endeavor to follow up on this important ruling by the courts towards ensuring the rights of the Palestinian people and ensuring justice. To this end, and with deep conviction in the rule of law, we will continue pursuing accountability and justice in all forms, including in the few weeks' time when we return here to the ICJ on the 19th of February for the oral hearings in the advisory opinion proceedings on Israel's illegal occupation and regime inside the occupied Palestinian territory. This illegal occupation and apartheid regime must be brought to an end. Palestine will forever be grateful to South Africa for taking this bold step of active solidarity. Together with peace-loving nations, we will continue to work to stop genocide, hold perpetrators to account, and work to stop all other atrocities against our people. Just few words in Arabic, and I'll conclude my statement and open the way for questions and answers. هذا يوم تاريخي لفلسطين والإنسانية جمعاء. ترحب فلسطين بقرار محكمة العدل الدولية الحاسم فيما يخص الإجراءات الاحترازية الواجبة بخصوص الشكوى المقدمة من جمهورية جنوب أفريقيا حول الإبادة الجماعية التي تشنها إسرائيل على الشعب الفلسطيني في قطاع غزة. هذا يعني أن إسرائيل ستحاكم في قادم الأيام بتهمة الإبادة الجماعية وانتهاكات أخرى لمعاهدة الإبادة الجماعية في أعلى سلطة قضائية في العالم. لقد فشلت إسرائيل في التهرب من المساءلة، فشلت في تبرير ما ترتكبه من فظائع. قضاة محكمة العدل الدولية قيموا ما قدم لهم من حقائق ووقائع ومعطيات قانونية من قبل جنوب أفريقيا، ولم يتأثروا بمحاولة دولة الاحتلال لتسييس ما قدمته أو تحريف أو أكاذيب. هذا الحكم هو انتصار للقانون الدولي والإنسانية ورفض واضح للفوضى والمعايير المزدوجة. هذه رسالة واضحة لدولة الاحتلال وداعميها بأن لا أحد فوق القانون أو خارج نطاق المساءلة. لقد ولت أيام الإفلات من العقاب. في هذا السياق ندعو جميع الدول إلى ضمان تطبيق الحكم الصادر من المحكمة اليوم والالتزام بمسؤولياتهم بمقتضى هذا الحكم، وتحديدا بأن لا يساعدوا حكومة الاحتلال بارتكاب مزيد من الجرائم، وأن لا يتورطوا أو يتواطؤوا في ارتكاب هذه الجرائم، وتحديدا مسألة تزويد إسرائيل بالسلاح. أختتم بتأكيد امتنان القيادة الفلسطينية والشعب الفلسطيني لشعب وحكومة جنوب أفريقيا لاتخاذ هذه الخطوة الجريئة من التضامن العملي، وسنواصل جنبا إلى جنب مع الدول الأخرى صاحبة المبادئ والشعوب العمل على وقف الإبادة الجماعية ومحاسبة إسرائيل على فظائعها ضد الشعب الفلسطيني، والدفاع عن حقوقنا الجماعية كشعوب العالم في المساواة في حقوق الإنسان. هذه معركة علينا أن ننتصر فيها من أجل الحرية والإنسانية. شكرا.
Sir, can you tell us what the implications of this ruling are for Israel's allies, especially the US and the UK?
The implications are that they have direct responsibilities as of now not to be complicit in any of the crimes that Israel is committing in the Gaza Strip, not to provide any assistance to these crimes, and to hold Israel to account while it makes these crimes.
ما هي الخطوة المقبلة سعادة السفير؟ سعادة السفير.
Israel was to comply with the ruling, it is in effect, even though it wasn't specified, it means they have to have a
The order cannot be implemented in any way, shape, or form.
How do you transport humanitarian aid without a ceasefire?
Exactly.
How would you provide water, access to energy? How do you ensure that those who are injured have health care and so on? Without a ceasefire, none of these things can be done. So if you read the order by implication, a ceasefire must happen.
Yes. The order cannot be implemented in any way, shape, or form without a ceasefire. It's as simple as that. I think in each and every aspect of the order, there is a call for a ceasefire.
Well, I'm not President Biden, so I can't answer for him. I think you'll have to ask him. But I'm sure, as a humanitarian, he would support any action that seeks to save the lives of others.
And it is a duty on countries to implement. They have an obligation under the Genocide Convention. They cannot escape that.
معالي السفير، ألا تخشى مثلا أنه المحكمة لم تعلن مباشرة وقف إطلاق النار؟ ليست خيبة أمل بالنسبة لكم؟
على الإطلاق، كل ما في الأمر هو يدعو إلى وقف إطلاق النار. لا يمكن تنفيذ أمر المحكمة اليوم من دون وقف إطلاق النار، ويجب على إسرائيل أن تبرر نفسها خلال شهر من الآن لماذا لم ينفذ أمر المحكمة. ودون وقف إطلاق النار لا يمكن أن ينفذ أمر المحكمة، لا يمكن إيصال المساعدات الإنسانية، لا يمكن تقليل ومنع الخسائر بين المدنيين، لا يمكن وقف الدمار وما ترتكبه، وكل ذلك كان في أمر المحكمة. لذلك وقف إطلاق النار هو عنصر رئيسي في كل جزء من قرار المحكمة.
Thank you very much. That concludes the briefing. Thank you very much. Thank you for your time.
I'm from Tunisia, and I'm sure you honored Nelson Mandela. You honored your country. Thank you very much, madam. Thank you very
الأخير كتب على صفحته على تويتر قبل قليل أن ما جرى هو انتصار، وكأنه يصب في صالحه، ليس فيه دعوة صريحة لوقف